So today, I thought I'd talk about the question, why change? Why not just remain the same? Why not keep everything as it is? Why must we constantly be dealing with change? The best I've come up with is this. Our soul, the soul, is a point of consciousness in which the infinite individualized itself as unique, whole, perfect, for the purpose of experiencing itself by interacting with itself. So realize as we break that down, there's nothing but consciousness. Nothing. Consciousness is everything. And you and I, the soul, are a point within consciousness. Know that consciousness is infinite, individual, and has individualized itself as you. But here's the key thing about consciousness. It created itself as you, as unique, different from any other point of consciousness that ever was and ever will be. And that within you, everything that's needed, you are whole just as you are. All the creative power that you could ever desire to create in your life is right where you are. It's perfect because it's always working perfectly. The law of cause and effect, that is the law that you're working with, is always perfectly responding to the essential nature that you're putting out there. And the purpose that spirit, that consciousness did this is so that it could experience itself by interacting with itself through events, through other points of consciousness that it is. So isn't that fascinating that we're a part of this magnificent infinite nature that has chosen to experience itself through us as a part of it? So let's talk about that. Because spirit is always becoming more, we will always be challenged to be more. Always be challenged to be more. Why? Because it's our nature. That's why there's change. It's our nature to grow. It's our nature to become more aware. It's our nature to expand. It's our nature to experience a greater and a greater and a greater and a greater life. And we cannot do that unless we change. See, the key about that is visualize that you are energy, which you are, and that you are a point of consciousness. And that point of consciousness that you are has a frequency. And whatever frequency your consciousness is, will take the energy that you are and create the experience within that energy. Here's the great thing, that this frequency that you are, you have the ability to change it. And guess what? There are infinite frequencies out there. And every frequency will take your energy and create a whole new experience. And you have the power to tune into whatever frequency you want. But I'm going to tell you, you can't not change. Why? Because you can't fight nature. It is natural for us to change. It is natural for us to grow. It's in our spiritual, mental, and physical DNA. And if you fight that, it will give you every indication that you shouldn't, because it's going to make life unpleasant through our senses. You can't fight nature. You go with it. You go with it. You change. You grow. You become more. You see, there is nothing in nature that prevents us from experiencing an ever-increasing amount of anything. Nothing in nature. So if there's nothing in nature that prevents us, what is there that prevents us? Well, the logical conclusion is only us. And how do we do that? by not changing our frequency, by trying to remain stuck where we are right here, right now. And the reason we stay stuck, the reason we stay in the past, in that constant frequency that we had before, is because fear of the unknown prevents us from experiencing more. But whatever we fear, we attract more of. You see, the law of cause and effect is working, whether we know it or not, consciously or unconsciously, 24/7, 365 for eternity. So whatever frequency we put out, it creates more of. So if you're putting out a frequency of fear, the law of cause and effect is going to give you more fearful experiences. That's why it's great to start your day by raising your vibration, raising your level to a higher experience, a higher frequency, a higher emotion, the emotion of love, the emotion of joy, the emotion of balance, the emotion of health, the emotion of peace, the emotion of love, the emotion of abundance and harmony. And when you create that frequency, guess what? Your energy gets tuned into that, and that's what attracts to you your life experience. You see, we are always at choice whether we experience a more expansive life or one of contraction. I hear so many people saying, oh, it was so great in the 1950s. Let's go back and live with the morals and the society that we had then. It is impossible to go back in time. We have changed. We were not meant to go back in time. We were not meant to stay in a certain year, a certain philosophy, a certain belief. That's why you're seeing traditional religions die. Why more and more and more people are leaving. Because the religions had a finite view, a limited view. And the very God presence that the religions talked about is always about expansion. It's never about contraction. We were given life by the infinite spirit so that we could continually experience more and more and more and more without boundaries, and we were given freedom to do so that this individualization of God could allow the entire macro of consciousness to experience itself through us. A specific thought, even entertained once a day, can be a powerful creative factor in any aspect of our experience. That's right. Every thought we have forms a mental atmosphere. That mental atmosphere can be translated into a frequency. So if you're going along and you're having abundant thoughts and all of a sudden you get a bill and you go into a negative thing, you've canceled and tuned down the abundance frequency. And ergo, the law of cause and effects changes the amount of abundance that's in your life. That's why I teach all the time, build habits of thinking of health, habits of thinking of abundance, habits of thinking of joyful, peaceful, expansive relationships, habits of thinking about bringing your gifts into the world in the most expansive way, serving others and making that your career. Habits of understanding that there will always be a give and receive. Habits of understanding that balance is our natural state. When we become aware that our mind is part of the infinite mind, we now understand that we are fully responsible for our life experience because we know we created it. But if you're not aware, if you're not using this power, it's because you have yet to embody the idea that you are an expression of the infinite mind, that you're part of the infinite mind. And being a part of the infinite mind is that the power within the infinite mind is always responding to you. If you knew your thoughts created, would you keep thinking the way you're thinking? If you knew your feelings were a reflection of the frequency that you were putting out, and every time you had negative feelings and you held on to them, that you would have more negative life experience, would you keep having those negative feelings, or would you change your feelings? Would you be the one that creates the feelings and have the experience, or would you just allow the experience for you to have the feelings? See, the victim allows the experience and then has a feeling. The creator has a feeling and allows that feeling to create in their life. And they consciously choose what they desire to feel. So I started this talk off with the title, Why Change? And the best I come up with is the reason why we change is because we really don't have any other choice. To not change continues to cause pain, and that pain will continue to build and build and build until we embrace change. And remember, change will happen one step, one moment at a time. And that, my friends, is the process in the circle of life. We embrace change, we think a new thought, the law of cause and effect creates that experience, we fully experience it, we see change, again a new thought, a new experience, we experience it fully, and we change. So don't fight nature. Don't fight this natural part of you. And when someone asks you, so why change? Tell them, I don't really have any other choice.